What's up, YouTube? Hey, just wanted to give an update on my 2020 Lifetime Yukon, and I think now they're selling them as a Teton Pro, but they're both 11'6". I've had this for a year now, and I absolutely love it. I used to have a Yukon Angler 10-foot, and it just wasn't cutting as mustard, so I figured I'd give an update with all the stuff I've done. I'm not showing all the upgrades because it's up on stilts, but I want to show you what I did as far as electronics go. So first of all, this is 11'6". I've got a fish finder. I've got a Garmin Striker 4, and I will explain to you how I installed that. I mounted it here because I didn't want to be reaching out over here or up here and be having to lean forward to see what I'm doing or push buttons or anything like that. So I put it right between my legs. It's out of my way. I can still handle fish and reel them in, and it's nice and bright. So what I did was, I've got power cord. I clipped to the side, the inside of the hull. And I drilled a hole here, put it down in the front, and under this cover here, I've got a waterproof box that I velcroed to the hull. It's not moving anywhere. With a nice 12-volt 9-amp-hour AGM battery, and I got it all nice and wired securely. And when I close that, I cut out a notch right here to allow for space for the wire when it's shut. So that adds a little bit of weight in the front. And then as far as the transducer goes, I used the scupper hole in the upper front left. I found a video on YouTube by the name of, I forget his name. It's called That's It, We're Going Fishing. And basically all it is, it's a piece of PVC pipe with an open cap that you can screw in. And on the underside, you just drill a couple holes and fit the original bolt and nut into the transducer, and it mounts perfectly. I was amazed at how well this works. I don't know if I'll try and show you underneath. It's underneath the kayak. That's the transducer right there. And it is it's recessed under the hull here. I've never had a problem with it catching weeds. As you can see, it's very flush mounted and it never moves. I've never had a problem with it. I've taken it out over 2 or 3 dozen times without one issue. And then the transducer wire I've got running back under the seat. I've got it coiled up and zip tied to one of the tie downs that came with the kayak. And then it just comes back up and it runs right to the back of the fish finder. It has worked flawlessly. I love it. I recently installed this magnetic pad here. It's called a Tool Bandit. It is highly magnetic, so if I want to keep some tools around and handy, you just plop them on there. They don't go anywhere. You can tip this kayak over and not lose one single tool. This thing is worth its weight in gold. I hate digging around for tools. I don't like wearing them on my vest or have them tied to my chair or anything like that. But this thing I installed with some, I guess they're 1/2-inch coarse thread screws. I'm not worried about water leaking in. If any does, it's going to be minimal. Plus I got the foam golf balls plugging the other scupper holes. So Let's go to the seat. Nothing to say there. I did mount a 30-pound thrust trolling motor from Minn Kota. It's a C2 Endura. I discovered the way to mount this from a cool dude on YouTube here called My Random Life. I took his advice and I cut the board down, and it is actually mounted through the rear rod holder mounts. I don't worry about sacrificing the rod holders because I only usually carry 2, and those I can easily secure to the front. And that's what this is meant for. That's what these straps are meant for. In case anybody didn't know what these straps were for on a Lifetime Yukon or a Teton, that's what they're for. As you can tell, the grooves here, see this groove here? That's meant for a rod. And then you just clip it right there. They don't move, they don't go anywhere. You can go under low bridges, nothing's sticking up, everything's out of the way. My knees come up like here, go down, they're out of my way, they're not interfering with anything, and it's a beautiful thing. So as far as the battery I have for this, I purchased a Superstart 27 DCM, 27 group deep cycle marine battery. Their website does not list a amp hour rating, but from what I hear and what I read, it could last anywhere between 80 and 100 amp hours. So I'm confident I can spend quite a bit of time on the water, at least not at the high speed, at least for several hours. I'm not concerned about that. And I'll get plenty of room for my fishing gear, plenty of room for a cooler or a personal bag. And it's quite balanced. The battery I offset to the left to make up for the weight of the motor hanging over the right here. And I tried to keep this motor as far in as possible, which is definitely key. I see all these people making PVC mounts, and they're hanging them up here, and they're outside the kayak, and it's just a left-hand turn nightmare. I took this thing out just this past Sunday, and it works like a dream. The only problem is, because of the location, I'll show you here real quick. When you put it down, because of where I sit, I can only turn right so much, or otherwise my body gets in the way, right? But I can turn left all day long, or yeah, left all day long, not a problem. So I'm gonna have to get used to doing counterclockwise turns. But otherwise, this is awesome. And you can extend the handle out, makes for a nice armrest on the right side. And this thing is, man, this thing is awesome. I love this motor. Speeds 1 through 4 are pretty easy going, but once you kick it into 5, all bets are off. This thing just cruises. I'm guessing between 4 and 5 miles per hour on the water with a light load. But I guess with that 50-pound battery, nothing's light. I weigh about 200. Battery weighs about 50. Trolling motor is about 17. So looking at 270, that's still not the maximum weight of this yak. I think the maximum capacity of this thing is like 350. I could be wrong. Somebody correct me in comments if I am wrong. This thing is a dream of dying for a beautiful kayak like this. And for the price, you really can't beat it. You really can't beat it. Let me know in your comments if you got any questions about how to do anything. I'll try to provide the links for the quick scupper mount with PVC and the trolling motor mount. It's pretty easy, just a 2x4 and a couple pieces of PVC, some bolts, some washers, some wing nuts, and a ratchet strap to secure it. This thing is awesome. I'm still waiting on my Wisconsin DNR sticker. I do have a 90-day temporary registration on, so I can go out and use this anytime. Just let me know. Let me know what you guys think about this setup. And like I said, I'll try to answer any questions that I can. And you guys please subscribe. I know I don't have a lot of videos, but I'm going to try to make some more videos. I've got a GoPro that's in the works, and we'll see what happens. So hope you have a good day. Today is April 27th, 2021. This is Wisconsin Joe. I'll see you later.